Hey everybody, this is Adam with TheAestheticBuild.com. I was going to do a quick Q&A video because I've had a few questions submitted through the website about intermittent fasting. So I've got some cliff notes here, just if you see me look down, that's what I'm looking at. But anyway, so the question read, intermittent fasting, why is everyone doing it? They also went on to ask if calories still matter in the whole equation, and the best time to apply an intermittent fasting strategy if you were just to decide to use one. So just to take those one by one, intermittent fasting, essentially for those who don't know, is purposely not eating for a given period of time and then consuming all of your calories in a window of time that you've predetermined. So there are a lot of benefits to intermittent fasting. But the ones that I'll the thing that I'll speak to here is how it relates to body composition and physique changes and diet adherence and things like that. So just to go ahead and tag on to the first point here, why is everyone doing it? Obviously it's trendy. You can't read a blog or even a fitness magazine if you choose to do nonsense like that without hearing about intermittent fasting. In some way, shape, or form, whether they're promoting a 24-hour fast or just skipping breakfast or regimented fasting, kind of like a lean gains approach where you are going to fast for 16 hours and consume all your calories and macros in 8 hours. You're hearing about it everywhere. So that's one of the reasons why everyone's doing it. That's pretty much the logical first step to answering that question is the media grabs hold of it and goes nuts with it. So another reason people are doing it is because it is effective. It's effective if it works for you. It's not magic, and I think that's one thing that people try to promote is somehow intermittent fasting is going to get around the basic laws of thermodynamics, where you can eat whatever you want as long as it's within a designated 6 or 8 hour window, and you're going to get shredded and you're going to look great. And unfortunately, that's just not the case, but you'll have a lot of books and a lot of magazines and a lot of even websites acting like it can go against just common nutrition common sense, I guess I should say. So it sounds really, really good on paper, and in fact, if applied correctly to the right person at the right time, I think it can be really beneficial, and I'll talk about when I think that is here in just a second. Piggybacking on that first thing about why is everyone doing it and it sounding too good to be true, do calories still matter? And absolutely, calories are going to matter regardless if you're fasting for 20 hours or if you're fasting for 5 hours or you don't eat for 2 days, which is not recommended, I don't think, really, most of the time. Although some people will do that. Anyway, calories are always going to matter regardless. So essentially all you're doing when you're fasting is putting yourself in a huge calorie deficit. So a lot of times it may seem like calories don't matter, especially if you fast longer. If you are fasting 24 or 48 hours and you've essentially skipped a day or 2 days of food, that can be anywhere from 4,000 calories 5,000 calories that you put yourself in a hole. And so it may feel like you can eat until you can't eat anymore, and you still at the end of the week you're down a pound or down 2 pounds. It's not because calories don't matter. It is because you have put yourself in such a deficit during those fasting hours, especially the longer that they get, you're going to have a hard time overeating and pulling yourself out of that huge caloric hole that you've put yourself in. So calories still matter. Macronutrients still matter. All of it still matters. So with that being said, I think there are specific times when an intermittent fasting strategy, specifically for body composition and physique, can be helpful. And I personally use that when I'm trying to lean out and trying to drop some weight. Typically when you get down to those poverty macro levels where your carbs are low, your fat is not that high, your protein is pretty much probably set at what it normally is, but specifically your carbs are getting really low and your calories are getting low, dieting becomes sucky. It becomes hard. And intermittent fasting can certainly help with that. I'm the type of person that has kind of an all or nothing mentality. So if I eat, I'm going to eat a lot, and if I don't eat, I don't eat. And if that makes sense. So I would rather skip food than eat a little food. It's all or nothing. When I eat, I want to eat enough that makes me feel like I did actually just eat something. So kind of riding along those lines, if you are working with low calories and you're feeling rough dieting and you're trying to eat a traditional type of bodybuilding diet where you're eating every 2, 3, or 4 hours, it may be beneficial to set up an intermittent fasting schedule that works with your personal schedule, where you are pushing some of those calories back to a designated time and consuming them then. Your meals are going to be bigger, they're going to be more satisfying, your diet adherence is going to be better, and as a result, your results from your diet will likely be better as well, as long as you do have you're in a proper calorie deficit and your macros are set in such a way to maintain muscle mass and lose body fat in the best ratio possible. So while dieting, I think it's awesome. While trying to actively gain mass, it can be difficult. It's not impossible. If you have an enormous appetite and you're trying to eat 3,500, 4,000 calories in a day while you're quote unquote bulking or just trying to add lean mass, if you can eat a lot in one meal, then intermittent fasting can make those meals enormous and great. And if you're a proponent of flexible dieting, if it fits your macros, whatever you want to call it, like I am, and then you have a lot of room to work in a lot of food that you really like and still be able to hit your numbers at the end of the day. But if you are on higher calories, sometimes it's just easier to spread those meals out so you don't walk around just feeling bloated and disgusting all day. Unless that's your thing, then by all means be bloated and feel disgusting, and it's fine with me. But anyway, so that's kind of, I hope that answers the question. Intermittent fasting is not magic. I think it can be awesome if applied in the right situation to the right person in an intelligent manner, and you don't let it get out of hand. A lot of people will talk about eating disorders coming from a result of intermittent fasting, and I can certainly see, at least from firsthand experience, how it could trigger that, because you don't eat for 16 hours and you think, oh, I can not eat for 4 more and I'm going to get 4 more hours worth of fat loss, and oh, I don't need to eat until tomorrow, or I don't need to eat until at least 48 hours. I can hold off, and you can perpetuate a cycle there that's probably not healthy. So know yourself before you dive into intermittent fasting and set some hard guidelines for how you're going to apply it. If you get hungry before you fasted your designated amount, then eat some food. Don't let intermittent fasting turn into another dogmatic bodybuilding approach. Allow it to be flexible with you, and it can really, I think, provide some great benefits to you, again, specifically while dieting. So anyway, I hope that helps. Keep sending in questions, and you can send them to TheAestheticBuild@gmail.com, and I'll do some more of these videos and all that good stuff. So until next time, train hard, guys, eat lots of good food, and I will talk to you soon.